welcome back to a new video, guys. As you can see, I'm in the gym. So what I'm doing right now as well is I am warming up my rotator cuffs first of all. Just got a dumbbell, I think it's about 2.5 or 3 kilos, that dumbbell, light one, and it's just rotating all the way up, just 90-degree angle, warming up the rotator cuffs. And I'm doing the sides, pulling to the side as well, using the cables. It's best not to use dumbbells and cables instead when pulling to the side, because when you're doing the side pulls, you don't want to have the dumbbells instead, otherwise, because there's no tension pulling against it like a cable, just the dead weight going down instead, basically. Alright, so first exercise I'm doing is dumbbell shoulder press. So as you see, I'm literally just warming up first. Got, I don't know how many kilos that is, maybe that's about 15 odd kilos or something. Just warming up the shoulders a little bit. And again, I'm doing another warm up here for the shoulder press, dumbbell shoulder press. I do actually end up for any sort of like big movements like dumbbell shoulder press or bench or rows or anything like that, or squats. I do actually do quite a few warm-up sets, maybe 3 or 4 usually, and nowhere near failure, maybe about 50-60% of the max, just so I can warm up the muscles through that movement as well. I don't want to fatigue it too much, otherwise if I do, when I get onto working sets, they'll be a bit too knackered and I won't be able to do as much. Alright, so this is my first working set. There's actually a guy there spotting me, helping me a little bit. But I've got 45 kilos each arm there, 45 kilo dumbbells, and I think I ended up doing 10 reps. And with this dumbbell shoulder press, what you want to do, you want to make sure you go all the way down, basically till, well, on this one, till the dumbbells are very close to your shoulder, touching shoulder, or to the bar basically is in line with your ears, and then go up just before lockout. Don't quite lock out your arms, otherwise you're taking tension off the shoulders, and going through the elbows instead. So just keep a slight bend in the elbow, then go down to your ears again. And again, I'm doing another set here, again 45 kilos, the same weight. And as you can see, the bench, when I get in position, it does actually move slightly. This bench wasn't the best one actually. It does move side to side a little bit, not quite stable, but I worked with it, it wasn't too bad. In this set, I think I ended up actually doing 9 reps instead of 10. I think I was a little bit fatigued from that first set as well. As you can see there, I get 9 reps there. My next set, this one's actually a little bit lighter. It's 40 kilo dumbbells instead of 45s, and I think I'll get maybe a few more reps. I think about 15 reps, I think, or 12 reps maybe. As you saw just then, I did actually just look to the side, and all that was basically is I think I heard a noise and I thought it was this camera, my phone actually falling on the ground, but it wasn't. But yeah, as you see, I'm pushing it all the way to the limit, trying to get a few more reps with a little bit lighter weight, just to burn it out a little bit more as well. Alright, now the second exercise. The second exercise is a shoulder press machine. So this is actually a very unique type of machine. I haven't seen many machines like this before, because this machine, when you press up, it doesn't go in at all, it just goes straight up and that's it. And I actually really like this machine. It's such a good machine. In Genesis, they do also have another machine, shoulder press machine, which is a hammer strength one, which is, I don't know if you may have seen before, it's one you're leaning back a little bit, and I think it's supposed to be called like a behind the neck press instead. But this one I prefer myself, just what I prefer really, and I think I end up getting 10 reps as well. I do 3 working sets of 10 reps, I think. And then the fourth set I do is a drop set, which I think is this one as well, as you'll see in a second. So I'm pushing all the way to the limit, literally pushing as much as I can. Doing drop set, I'm not even too sure the weight I go down to dropping, but I think maybe I drop about 20%, maybe 25% of the weight, and then rep out a few more reps. Just literally on this one, when I do the drop set and I try and get as many reps as I can, it's AMRAP training. So as many reps as possible, so I don't even count the reps I'm doing. I literally just go till I cannot go anymore. Alright, this next one, as you can see, is again the same machine, but I'm doing another set. It's actually 5th set of this. It's a little bit lighter weight, and I think I'm getting more reps as well. And I think I'm getting about 12 or maybe 15 reps on this one actually. I just wanted to make it a little bit lighter, just so I could get a few more reps, change up a little bit. As you see, I went to absolute failure. Alright, next one is seated dumbbell lateral raises. The dumbbells here I've got is 15 kilo dumbbells. I can do quite a bit more, over 20 kilo side raises fairly comfortably if I'm standing, but seating it's a hell of a lot harder, just because you cannot swing your body at all, so it's literally just your shoulders come into play. If you go too far high up, like your arms are parallel, you go slightly higher, or as soon as you hit parallel, your traps do come to play a little bit. So make sure you're trying to feel the shoulders as much as possible and not the traps as well. Obviously, traps will come into play a little bit when you do this exercise, but trying to minimize it as much as you can. And as you can see as well, I don't just let the dumbbells rest against my body too long. I keep it moving the entire time. Alright, the next exercise is, as you can see, I'm on the pec deck here, facing inwards. So I'm doing reverse flies on the pec deck. So I'm going basically all the way out, or as far out basically, till my elbows are basically in line with each other. So it's in line with the rest of my body. If you go too far, you go too far back. What you're doing is actually putting more strain or stress onto the middle of the traps and the rhomboids instead. And that's more for a back day. So I'm not doing that today. I'm doing shoulders and biceps. So I'm not going to trying to go as far back. I'm trying to keep tension on the rear delts as much as possible. And with this exercise, you don't need too much weight really, because it's a very small muscle. For me, I've actually got a decent amount of weight here, because actually my rear delts are actually quite strong actually. Don't know why, they just somehow just got quite strong somehow. But yeah, so I'm going all the way back. Stack is moving. It's so close to the rest of the stack. But next one is a dumbbell side raise again, but a little bit different. As you can see, I'm leaning against like an upright or like a very high incline bench. So for this one, it's a bit of a different exercise, but I do like it. So when you're doing side raises, raising weight to the side and rear delts, obviously pushing back. This one is kind of like in between. So it's like a slight, quite high incline. Not quite the incline you'll do for shoulder presses, you can see. It will be further high up, but not like an incline as if it was incline dumbbell press. It'd be just in between. So this one is working basically the portion between the side delt and the rear delt. Where it meets basically in the middle is where I'm trying to hit as much as I can, just because I feel like for me that bit is not developed quite enough, so I'm trying to hit that a little bit more. And again, going all the way up, all the way down, I think you get 15 reps there. Okay, the next exercise, as you can see, is shrugs. I've got a machine here. This is actually a shrug machine that they've got at the gym. And this one, basically hold the handles. As you can see, I've actually got using straps as well, just because my grip does actually give in before my traps, because the traps are a lot stronger. And I do actually have chalk at the same time. But this one, as I said, shrugs, you're going to be shrugging all the way up, basically. The goal is basically trying to get your your shoulders close to your ears as possible. Actually, go all up, and that's basically squeezing the top of the traps. Try not to swing your body, or swing your body very little amount as possible. The more you swing your body and bend your knees and everything, it's just going to be momentum instead of the traps working. But on this one, I think I did, again, 12 to 15 reps as well. Alright, that's it for shoulders, but this one now is a bicep exercise. So I'm doing alternating dumbbell curls. The weight of these dumbbells, I think it was 22 or 22.5 kilos, these ones. So decent amount of weight. My biceps are actually fairly strong compared to some other muscles as well. So I've got 22.5 kilo dumbbells here, and I actually end up doing 12 reps on each arm there as well. I love them training biceps, especially this exercise, because you are actually resting. Obviously, once you do one arm, the other one does rest, but you're able to get such a good pump as well. And you can go up. As you go curl up, basically, you're twisting the wrist. So you start, your palms facing your body. As you come up, you're twisting it, so your palms facing up instead. So it's working a lot of the biceps, a lot of the peak as well, and slightly the forearms. They'll always work anyway, the brachialis muscles. But yeah, so it is actually a very good exercise. That was my first set I did. This is now on the second set. So again, just the same as I was doing before. Trying to go up. When you do it, make sure your body does not swing, or swing very minimal as possible. Again, if you swing your body back and forth, it's going to be working more of the lower back instead, which you do not want. You obviously want to be working the biceps instead of the lower back. And there's a high chance of getting more of an injury if you work the lower back at the same time. So, yep, so I'm be curling up and down like this, trying to go up, go as high as I can, maybe till my hands about in line with my shoulder, and then slowly release it down. You don't want to just drop it down too fast, otherwise it can maybe pull on your shoulder and damage your shoulders otherwise. Alright, so this is now the very last exercise of the workout. It is a bicep curl machine. So as you can see where the weights are on the left there, it's a little bit different machine. You can actually, there's 3 different points where you can put the weights on. I've got it on the middle and the bottom one. So what it does basically, if it's on the middle one, means the tension of the muscle is mainly along the main portion of, or the middle of the movement. If you put the weights on the bottom part, as you can see, there is a, like I think it was 10 kilos on the bottom part. On there, if you put it there, what it does basically, it makes the end of the movement, so the peak, so when you're getting close to your forehead, that is basically harder. And if you do the opposite, if you put it on more of the top portion, the weight on the top bit, what it does, it makes the beginning bit, when your arms are a little bit straighter, makes that harder instead. But I'm doing, I think it's 10 or 12 reps here, and 3 working sets as well, trying to squeeze the muscles as much as I can, trying to get a pump in the biceps, working the peak as well. Alright, that's the end of the workout. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please like if you haven't done so already, and thank you for watching.